Hi everyone and welcome to my presentation for class Principle of Public Administration for week 2 discussion thread 2. Hi everyone, on this slide I'm just going to be talking about Wilson's dichotomy. It's just managing the affairs of the state, implementing a variety of politics. PA was born out of political sciences, and PA and political sciences till this day still have their differences. PA just is a discipline that begins with Wilson in the article The Study of Administration. So basically just Wilson on this slide just introduced it, and this was basically how he wanted the government to be like and how he examined how it should work and how it should function within our systems. Here on this slide we have Taylor's scientific management. Taylor was the father of scientific management, and he basically had 4 principles for this specific scientific management. The first was to replace scientific methods. The second was to train, teach, and develop employees to have certain skills versus the employees choosing their own work and methods. 3, supervision, detailed instructions, and cooperation between employees and the bosses. I feel like this was a very important point to him, so that everybody could work efficiently together and not against each other. And then the 4th one was equal distribution of work. So he believed that the bosses should have the same amount of work as the employees, and the employees should have the same amount of work as the bosses, and nobody. So this way, he implemented this so that everybody was able to have their work done, and that nobody felt that they were being either taken advantage of or that somebody was doing a job that wasn't to their requirements. On this slide here, I'm going to be discussing Goldwick's POL score. It's just explaining how this acronym is discussed. For example, P is planning, O is organizing, S is staffing, D is directing, CO is coordinating, R is reporting, and B is budgeting. This theory was developed by both Goldwick and Erwick. They developed this theory and they used it both in management and public administrations. It is mainly used to call the attention to the chief executives because they have lost their ways, meaning that Goldwick and Erwick both felt that the chief executives weren't playing their part as chief executives, and they weren't treating their employees right, or they weren't doing the amount of work that their employees were doing. So that's why this theory was. Here I'm going to be discussing Webster's bureaucracy, and basically he just had 5 ways that he just described his bureaucracy. The first being division of labor, complex work broken down into simple jobs. So basically just one hard job broken into just simple little ones rather than just one big one. And he had many people working that job. Second would be the pyramid of authority, the chain of demand, specific individual efforts towards a goal. So everybody worked towards a specific goal, just not one single individual person. The third would be the framework of rules. It's directed and coordinated by rules. So these are just rules set forward so that everybody follows them and that the work gets done. Fourth would be the impersonality. It's based on merit, not favoritism. So you wouldn't have to worry about promotions being denied because you weren't the favorite. It qualified based off of your skills. And that ties into number 5, selection. When you were up for a promotion or any kind of incentives, it was based off of your qualifications of how you were trained or what education you had. So you had an equal opportunity against somebody who was the boss's favorite or somebody who was a relative to the boss. So just basically with Webster's bureaucracy, he just made the workforce equal to everybody and just not to single individuals. Here on this slide, I'll be discussing Foylet's leadership. Basically, I'm going to be giving a little bit of details of how Foylet's contributed to us. She gave us an approach to solve problems of power, authority, control, and conflict. So she went against the big bosses in a sense, but not too much. She just challenged their ways, and like I said, she challenged their ways of problem solving, problems of power, authority, control, and conflict. She was the leader versus the boss. So basically, we don't work for the boss; the bosses work for us, and vice versa. We help and we contribute any way that we can. There was another one, the delegation of authority and coordination needed at all levels. She believed that you needed to have some sense of coordination or some plan of how everything was to work out and how everything was to go about within your company. Here on this slide, I'm going to be discussing Simon's bounded rationality. So basically, Simon just broke up the activity into 3 different stages of decision making. The first being intelligence gathering, 2, design, and choice. So basically, with intelligence gathering, you just gather what you need to make decisions. You discover everything that you need there. Design, basically, you just create, develop, and you just find ways to make your design work. And then 3, with choice, select a particular course. So you find what you want to do it on, you design it, and you gather all your information, and then you put it all together to make it one big project at the end.